I'm going to show you how to do a 1x1 tubular cast on, starting with a crochet chain. You're going to need waste yarn or scrap yarn, your main yarn. Make sure they're contrasting, or you're going to get easily confused and not know where you are. So I'm going to do a sample of 23 stitches, a 1x1 of 23 stitches. And the way this comes out, you can only have, it'll only come out with odd number of stitches. So if you need an even, right as soon as you're done casting on, you can increase one. So with 23 stitches, you need at least 23 chains, but I always do a few extra. Like I'll probably do 30 on this. You just want your chains as even as possible. Use a yarn that's same size as the one you're working with, if possible. Sometimes you don't have it, so you just have to improvise. Adjust your tension enough to what you think it'll come out to being right. Sometimes you have to use a really skinny yarn or a thick yarn if you don't have anything else to use as waste yarn. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's plenty. Got your yarn. Get rid of that, and then just gently pull that through, but don't tighten it, because we're going to unravel it pretty soon at the end. So you take your main yarn. You're going to want to leave a tail. And so in a crochet chain, the front, the top looks like this. There's little hearts. If you turn it over, look at it. Looks like an alligator's back, these little bumps. That's what we're going to use, are the alligator bumps. So this is the part I pulled through. So let's start with that so we remember which one to unravel. So leave a tail, and then you can start in about the second or third one. Just like if you were knitting, hold it all tight and pull a loop through. Okay, now here's the thing. You're going to skip a bump. We're going to skip every other one, so we're going to end up pulling up 12 loops. So pull it up. Get my thread here. I want it kind of tight because this will get really, it's pretty stretchy. That's done. Not horribly tight, but just nice and snug. You want to be careful to try to not split the plies, because do that when you go to unravel your chain, it'll be all stuck and you have to cut it, and you take the chance of cutting your main yarn, which, you know, if you've put 100 stitches of rib and you cut it, that's it's going to be frustrating. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 10, 11, 12. If you kind of have trouble seeing, you can kind of bend it and you can see the little place there where it goes through. Okay, there's 12. Now here's why we skipped. We did every other one. So when you turn it over and go back, you have these things here. Looks like the back side of the purl side of knitting. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a purl. This first stitch we're going to purl, and then you're going to go down here and you're going to pick that up as a knit. So there, this is where we recover our other half of our stitches, and you can put this up here on there and knit it like that. But for the most part, I think it's pretty easy just to go under here, nor the way I knit. I knit backwards. I was taught to knit by an old German woman who taught me that way, so I always have to, whenever I'm knitting lace, I have to reverse all the shapings, the decreases, all that. Just keep going till you get to the end. Tidy that up. Okay, now when you get done with that row, and kind of pull it down, your chain. You can see where you have your knit, purl, knit, purl. Okay, so but then we're going to knit one more row before we take the chain out. You can leave your chain in until you're done. It doesn't matter, but you really do need to knit at least one row before you do. So we're just gonna get snug. Just cinch up here. Like I say, if you need an even number, you can, this is the time you can increase just on this first row. If you need to go in here, and there you can do your decrease there, or increase there. So there is how it is. So this is where we started. This is where I finished off with our legs. So this is where I can undo it. Let's get my needle in there. This is inexpensive acrylic yarn that splits easy. Okay, so then you just want to hold it. Let's get that out of the way. Sometimes it kind of just catches, so you can just pull it right out. Then when it gets to here, you just can go pop, and you pull it out. Get that out of the way. And there is your 1x1 tubular cast on. Isn't it pretty? And then you can see, get it down here, look how stretchy it is. I mean, that's really nice and stretchy, but really nice. And this is, seems to me a little, maybe takes a little bit more time, but it's much less confusing than when you hold it, kind of do like the long tail cast on. I've tried to learn that several times, but I can never quite grasp it. Anyway, so there you go. Hope that is easy for you. I'll do a demonstration of a 2x2 in another video. Thanks for watching.